I think it's time for a second series of the Battle of the Banks with Nickels. Hey everybody, it's Rob with RobFindsTreasure, and since we enjoyed my last Battle of the Bank series with Nickels, I decided to do a second series. I have changed a little bit of the scoring sheet, which I'll cover here really quickly. Again, it's Wells Fargo, Chase, and B of A. We're going to kick it off with Wells Fargo because the box is different, and then we'll wrap it up with the Chase and the B of A. You'll recall on the last series, the winner was Wells Fargo. They scored the most points per box, but I changed my scoring system just a little bit. I've given 7 points for Buffaloes instead of 5 like before. I've given 5 for War Nickels instead of 4 like before. And then I've added a column of key dates. So obviously a 39D, a 39S, a 50D, a 38D, and a 38S would be key dates. I've also added semi-key dates along with the errors and varieties and gave them 6 points. Whereas before, we only had errors and varieties for 5. So the semi-keys would be there as well. Those would be things like a 1951D and a few others. And then the rest of the scoring system stayed the same for 30s, 40s, and 50s. So a little more strength on points to semi-key and key dates, as well as on the Buffaloes and on the silver. So that way we don't have a box that gets us 2 silvers, but not a lot of 40s and 50s, and ends up getting beat. Because at the end of the day, we're looking for V nickels, Buffaloes, silvers, key dates, errors and varieties for the most part. Now that we've covered all that good stuff, let's get into the boxes. I will let you know I always open my nickel boxes ahead of time to make sure that they're circulated nickels so that I don't get home and not have a box set to hunt. After I search them for circulation, I always look to see if there's any enders, but only on the few that I can see. So on these top side boxes, I look at the very top. I didn't see anything that was an ender. And on these, I look at the one side of the first row. Didn't see any enders as well. Like I said, we're kicking it off with Wells Fargo. So let's kick it off. Well, I'm on roll 3, and if you recall, I recently had a box, and I can't remember which bank it was, but I had a box recently with a bunch of 50s and 39s that had no mint mark, but it was still a great box. Roll 3, pulled out a 2009, the second coin in, and about 4 coins later, we've got another 1950 here, and a damaged, probably an earlier coin there. I've only found one 1950D ever. I'm praying that this is another one. And it's not, but a 1950 is considered a semi-key, so I will definitely take this all day, and I'm happy to have it. 1950, first early Jefferson of the box. And while I have you here, let's take a look at this chewed up one. Yeah, we knew it was going to be old by the back, but it's a 1949, and I don't know if that had a mint mark at one point. Looks like it had a D or an S. Let me get my scope turned on because I have it off, and we'll see what it is. So that's going to be hard to be certain, but it's probably an S. Could be a D. Could be an S over D. We'll never know, or D over an S. But it's still a 49. The front looks pretty decent. The back has been chewed up pretty bad. Still, a 49 and a 50 back-to-back in the same roll. So, pretty optimistic that maybe this box has some hidden goodies in it. Roll number 4. Pretty certain that's going to be an old one. 40s or 50s nonetheless. Let's take a look. 1941 out of Denver. We'll take it. Same roll, just a few coins later, we've got another 1941. This one's out of Philadelphia. And I happen to catch notice of a 48 back here. And it's a 48 Philadelphia. So pretty good rolls so far. We're early on. Look at this, 2009D. Figured I'd check them since I had you here. That's the second 2009 Denver. Got some gunk holding these 3 together. Lovely. I don't think any of those are any concern. While I have you here, we'll just take a quick look. Yeah, nothing else. All right, on to the next one. Roll number 6, and as I laid them out, I noticed there was a discolored one right back here. And it has the look of a war nickel, so I figured I'd look with you. And it is, and it's a Denver mint. That would be nice if it was a 43D. It's not, it's a 44D. But 6 rolls in, we've got a 1950. And now we've got a silver war nickel, 1944. Roll number 8, and here we go again. A 1939. You guys know my struggle with finding a mint mark on these. I'll take any mint mark. And I don't think I see one. Or do I? Let's look under the microscope to be certain. I don't know. Let me get that cleaned up. I think there's an S under there. Let me take a look and I'll be right back. Well, it's not an S. It's just some damage under the gunk. So we don't have a mint mark, which is par for the course for me. Still, I'll take a 1939. It's a 30s early Jefferson. 1 year off of a Buffalo. Roll 16, and we've got another 40s here, and it's a 1949 S. I know it's not the 49D, which you check for the D over S, but I seem to check all my 49s as well, just in case we have an RPM or an over mint mark. We don't. Still, 49S. Roll number 14 of the box. We've got another 40s nickel. 1941, Philadelphia. Roll 19. Back of the roll. Box has really cooled down. But, you know what? We got another 41 nickel here. And I believe this one is out of Philadelphia. It is. We'll take it. Let's find some more. Roll number 43. We have some back-to-backers. Pulled this one down. It's a 1947 out of Philly. And right behind it's a 54. Hopefully it's an S. We can check it for the S over D. It's a D, but an early 50s nickel we always check for a repunch mint mark. And it's just pretty damaged. 54D though. Take that nickel all day. Roll 45, another 40s nickel, 1941, out of San Francisco. And I think I see possibly another oldie right here. I do. 1948, Philadelphia. Roll 48, got our first 1946 of the box. 1946, Denver. All right, the Wells Fargo box is hunted and it kicked us off pretty good. We got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the 50s, if you count the 50 in there. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 5 is 10, 11 in the 40s, if you count the semi-Nic-A-Date 49S. We also got a war nickel, can't get mad at that, and a 39P, which I checked for the doubling on the reverse, didn't have it. On top of that, we got 7 2009. So pretty good start to the 10-box hunt for Wells Fargo. Let's see if last series' runner-up bank can put a dent in this. Roll number 18 at the Chase Bank. We're going to have our first 40s nickel here. It's a 1941 Philly. Now, I know I'm on roll 18, and you might think he hasn't found much, but I've actually found some 50s. 59, 258s, 57, 56, 54, 53. And most of those are found in the first 8 rolls. So I thought, man, I was getting one of everything. Are they going to get older? They haven't really gotten older. We only got one older one, but that's it. Slow box for Chase. Lots more rolls to go, though. Very next roll, it's an ender. It was actually faced this way. I knew it was going to be at least in the 40s or 50s for sure. Double checked. It is a 41, Philadelphia. Roll 25, midpoint of the box, and we've got the top of a Buffalo nickel. Let's see if we get a date. We do 1936. 1936 Philadelphia. See, it's funny. We can get Buffalo Nickels at Chase and B of A. Can't find one in Wells Fargo. We'll take it. One of the later years for Buffalo Nickels. No mint mark either, but I'm happy with it. Roll number 33, and I just found a nice looking 1948. 1948 Philadelphia, and that's a pretty good strike. Yeah. I'll have to look at my album, see if my 48's better than this one, but that's fairly nice for sure. I'll put it up here for now, but it might find a permanent home shortly. Roll 42. Got another 40s nickel, 1948 Denver. Well, we finished the Chase box of nickels, and you know what? It wasn't that bad. We ended up with 4, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 nickels in the 50s. Only 4 nickels in the 40s. No semi-key dates, no key dates. We did get a Buffalo 1936 Philadelphia. I'll take it. 309s and 1, believe it or not, is a Philadelphia mint. Not the greatest condition, but I've only found maybe 10 of those out of all the nickel boxes, so I'll take that for sure. Found a beautiful 1964. It might upgrade. I'm pulling it out. And then kind of a cool vice job or hammer job or something on this one. I just thought it was neat. It's not an air. This is post-mint damage, but something different. Not the greatest box, but not bad. I got a Buffalo, and as long as you can get a silver, a Buffalo, or a V-nickel in a box, it's going to be a pretty good box. Still, probably second place next to that Wells Fargo. So, can B of A do something? Let's see. First roll into the B of A box, and I pulled it out towards the back because I thought it was just a damaged coin, and it might just be a clipped, damaged coin. I don't think it's a clipped planchet because the strike directly across from it looks fully intact. So I believe someone took some kind of snips and snipped it. Pretty clean cut, but typically on clipped planchets, directly across from the coin or from where the clip is, you would see some weaknesses on the strike, and I don't see that. So yeah, still kind of an oddball find. We'll put it to the side and get back to the hunt. Roll 13, and it's been kind of a slow hunt. I've got 2 1957s, and that clipped looking planchet, that's it. But I bring you in because we got a proof nickel here, 1975S. It's been in circulation a bit, but it's always fun finding a proof nickel in a box, so I'll take it. 1975 as proof. Roll number 16. Gonna have our first 40s nickel in the box, and it's a 47 Philadelphia. Roll number 18. Gonna have another 40s nickel. 48 Denver. Roll number 25. We've got another 40s nickel here. 1948 Denver. Is that a Denver? It is. Roll 26. Irony is it's one roll after the last box, and look what we have peeking out here. Is there a mint mark? There is a mint mark. Denver Mint. 1927D. We'll take that. Can't remember if that's a fairly uncommon one. I know it's not a key date, but I'll have to take a look at it and get right back to you. So the 1927D is not really a key or semi-key. It does only have 5.7 million minted, but you got to have it in really good AU MS state to really fetch a lot of money, and this is not that at all. Probably more like fine or very fine at best, but still. 5.7 million minted, Buffalo in the box. It's making the finds look a little better, but we need more. So let's start finding more. Roll 28, and we found one that we always struggle with, but I'm pretty excited because it's another 39. First and foremost, is there a mint mark? There is not. Is there any doubling? There is not. You'd see with the naked eye, let alone with the macro lens. So we'll take it though. Another 30s nickel in the box. Roll 30. Got our first Canadian in the box. 1989. And we don't have any 09s yet. Interesting. Roll number 39. And we're going to get another proof nickel. And this one's out of Philadelphia. That's a 1961 proof. Nice. We'll have to see if there's some full steps on there. Yeah, that sixth step is not really that great, but we'll take a proof nickel from 61. 3 million minted. Let's find more. Roll number 45, and we've got a 1947 Philadelphia nickel. Roll number 48, and I noticed by an edge that one looked like it was going to be a war nickel. I already took a peek. I just did this, and I can tell it's a war nickel. You can tell by the coloring. So we've got a Philadelphia mint war nickel from 44. Just like yesterday. I think I found a 44p yesterday as well. So we'll take it. 44p, silver in the box. We got a buffalo and a silver. Not too bad. And normally I'm not a big fan of grease strikes, but this one's major. You can see the outer edge, how much grease is on it, and I put it under the microscope here. You can see how much grease was forced into the outside of this, and it's all the way around. If I go around here, look at the lettering. It's so weak, the lettering around it, because of the amount of grease that was forced outward. And the whole entire rim is just filled, or at least was full of grease, so it didn't allow the front or the back, look at that, to get a clean strike. It's sloppy all the way around, but the strike is still good in the center. This is not a very well circulated coin. I mean, this thing is not circulated that bad at all. So a heavy grease strike, consistent on the front and the back, along with a good strike, good polish, good shine. I like it, so I'm going to keep it. All right, the B of A box is hunted. And you know what? It wasn't a bad box. We did get a Buffalo, 1927 Denver. Can't get mad at that. We got a 1944p silver war nickel. We got two proofs, a 75S and a 61p. And it's hard to find those Philadelphia proofs in good shape and circulation. Matter of fact, they get dinged up enough that you really don't even notice them sometimes. On top of that, we ended up with 6 from the 50s and 4 from the 40s, which is going to hurt. 10 early Jeffersons, when I usually get 15 to 20, is going to hurt the box a little bit. But we also got a 30s nickel, a 39p. So a Buffalo, a silver, a 30s nickel, along with 2 proofs. Only one 2009, but also a 4 to help out. I don't think this box is going to win because it didn't have enough early finds, but it has a good variety of finds. Maybe it'll get lucky and score some extra points. Let's get these into the sheet and see which bank won. Well, as expected, Wells Fargo took round 1, 55.5 points on the new scoring system to Chase Bank's 34 and B of A's 36.5. Wells Fargo in the lead. Having those semi-key dates helped a lot. A good mix of 40s and 50s. Throwing in a silver, 709s. Can't get mad at that. Still, good 3 boxes for me. We end up with 2 Buffaloes and 2 silvers in that 3-box hunt, and that's more than 1 per average. Love it. Round 1 is in the books. Wells Fargo, like the first set of battles, is ahead once again. But 9 rounds to go. Hopefully you're enjoying the second round of Bank Box Battles with Nickels. If you are, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And as always, everyone, happy hunting, and thanks for watching.